Yeah.
Yeah.
What up, bro?
Dude, your lights are crazy there. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. Lights. Oh, lights. I don't know. Just have a light there. Probably should put it in front of my face, but it's okay. It's a life. Life's so crazy. No, the light is. I
Light's
don't
good,
know.
man. People who live in very cloudy areas, like, they should get sun lamps. I used to have those little sun things.
Yeah,
Uh,
they
you
shoot
know,
off UVs or something.
yeah, UV bright, like just like in my room, I would get high on that stuff. But yeah, man.
I don't know if it's like the real sun. You know, it doesn't compare to like sitting in the real sun.
No, no, no. That's why Miami and blue skies. Miami wins for blue skies too.
Yeah. It's been a good week, I suppose. Got like a lot of good work done on this coding boot camp. And
Oh yeah, you're learning to code, man.
yeah, it's like really cool. It's all fun. And see what else did I do. What did I do last weekend? Oh, we went to Six Flags. A few of us went to
Oh,
Six Flags. Yeah.
yeah.
Will was there. Tuba. Uh,
That's hilarious. I had the most dramatic roller coaster of a weekend. That the
Dramatic?
fact that yes, the fact that my homies were at a
Literally
roller
on a roller
coaster, like
coaster. Yeah.
I was literally on a roller coaster. Like, dude, developments since we chatted a lot, dude. I'm selling this painting here for $1 million, half of it to World Peace for Ukrainians, and we're gonna showcase it at this Miami Swim Week called Pariso. It's like they do like swim walks with all the models, and like
Painting. We're painting.
I'll show you. It's like pretty cool, right?
That is nice. Yeah.
Colors are really Miami. Like anyway, I got it. Let's just say I got it for. I mean, let's just say like I was a astute art buyer at this gallery. It also went for charity. But anyhow, like kind of like that's my project. Also, I got some much love. Also, I'm watching this documentary right now. It's funny. I look at what's on the top 10 for the U.S. whatever, and nothing. Violence I skip right through. Usually, I just don't have time for that. But number 8 right now is like all about like LSD and mushrooms, and it starts out with like tobacco as like a really spiritual thing, and I'm just like thinking of you the whole time. Like, yeah, we know. And it's like,
Yeah.
anyway, this documentary, you should watch it. I was thinking of you during it, but I think it's called like how to master your mind or open your mind or something like that. Yeah, mastermind Netflix something.
And
Anyway,
you've been going on your life coach thing that the
yeah. So finally, I got added to it. First of all, I get to be in a life coach circle, so now I get my own life coach, and then I get to life coach somebody.
oh,
And then also now I finally have access to the leads. So now starting tomorrow, I get a morning email of like the top like 5 people, and then I can be like I can pray for their pain. I have learned about the power of prayer more and more from my guru Yogananda. Like I didn't even tell you about this really, like, but there's like in the yoga tradition. So this is powerful. This is why I'm recording. It's like yoga is like everything, man. Like it's basically really ancient Hindu knowledge, the Vedas, and basically at the very top, spirituality is like all the same, right? One God, like whatever, love your brother. Like at the end of the day, like being a good person, high vibration becomes very similar, right? Anyway, so in India, there's a whole culture around gurus and disciples, and like people are actually paying money to their respected elders to like be gurus. Like there's a huge life coach tradition, basically a huge life coach culture in India through this guruship. And so in India, the yoga tradition is actually more than just about the postures. It's like also spiritual about like your mindset, and it's really into vibration. And so anyway, this guy Yogananda, my Mufasa, my father spiritually, his calling was to spread that whole knowledge of Vedas Hinduism to America. So he came to LA. He established a strong place in LA that I visited on Sunday. And he also, it's funny, he got like run out of Miami. Like they banned him from Miami. And that's like so Lion King, right? Like he got run out of Miami and was sad about that like the rest of his life. And then one day he just decides to die like a heart attack, like Elvis or something. And he is so Mufasa. He got run out of Miami. And now that I realize that, you have no idea the amount of respect that I have reading finally his autobiography. So get it. Look, I'm the self-help junkie. Like, you know how many great people I've read? For his book to escape me until I'm 29, this is like Steve Jobs' favorite book. You know, like when I was like 20 years old, I was reading Steve Jobs. Like, how did this escape me? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's so weird that it escaped me until I read Michael Singer again, and I went to go see him, and he told me that his guru was Yogananda. And then I started to take it more seriously. And I was like, oh my God. Anyway, like that realized for me that I realized that the reason I love hot yoga is that it's like it's kind of like a confessional now for really high vibration people. They know they can drop off their toxins. They can feel refreshed. You feel that good when you sweat that much that like, no matter what you did, you feel good, right? You kind of like forgive yourself by giving away all your crap. It's like in that sauna with stretching and opening yourself up like that. So what's funny is the guy Bikram who started that, he also got the postures from his master. So it's not even his creation, but he really marketed and promoted it and pushed it hard. And he was like a bad person with women. And anyhow, like he basically got in tons of scandals, but he is the guy who got rich off yoga because he established hot yoga centers everywhere and made it like a requirement to go to their teacher trainings and stuff. And like, he really spread it and was a businessman and made all the money. And he really ran LA, Pride Rock. And so what's funny is like, eventually he got run out and now he's in Mexico. So he's out. And so now you see like how me with my push on like, I focus on like community yoga, free yoga. And like, now I discover that yoga is so much more powerful than I even ever gave it credit, you know, like, yeah, I like running and gymming and playing basketball. And I love so many things. That's why I do a podcast. But like, I kind of reached a new level of appreciation for yoga as like the way. And then the yoga has opened me up to the whole story of why everything, like, you know, I was in LA like a little kid with my vibe guy, just like, come on, like he's just like literally talking like a little child, like being very childish, like in LA. And then, you know, I go off into the wilderness, like, you know, and I leave and I go to Chicago of all things, where we go to freaking Lala and crush it with your LSD. and then fucking dude, like basically it just makes so much sense that like finally I had to come back to LA and like establish local voices, the life coaching, the Pride Rock tour. So basically Lion King Tours is now like, Simba's World is like, okay, that's the reality show that'll be on Netflix. But like Lion King Tours is the more near-term business thing we can do. We can literally set up our own tour company where like you and Pumbaa are like add-ons. Like if they want to pay 2 extra G's to have Timon and Pumbaa there for their shoot, because we're gonna hire a big videographer for everybody. Don't you see how we can have add-ons? Like, do you want a helicopter like out the door, like, or do you want like to have, you know, brunch in Malibu and then like get a helicopter to the observatory? Like, what do you want your add-on to be? You know what I mean? It's like like we can really have fun with this. But what the coolest part is like, this is the actual near term, like realistic, like, oh, next weekend we could have some tour options for like $200. But like if we line up, no, that's too low. I think we can market like 500 for like 4 people. And that would be enough to like get me over there and doing it. And then it could be like just growing it, you know, the business. You know, you put me, you, Will together with me and Anala, like that's freaking hilarious, like crew to go on a trip. And you could even like be the videographer if you wanted to learn more about that shit. Pumbaa can be the driver. He's always driving me everywhere in Chicago. So you see, like, all right, I have pilots. I mean, you know, we meet pilots like crazy. I have so many pilot friends, so many Uber friends. Like, it's so easy to like just have us roll around. So anyway, you know how much I love Pride Rock. I don't know if you know. I don't think you know. It's impossible to know. Like,
I haven't been up there.
You haven't even been up there yet. So like,
Yeah.
Anyway, I am like a junkie now. I have to hit that thing twice a month. Like, what's so funny is the night we did the PE, whatever. Like, yeah, I
What?
I hiked that shit, and the same next morning I went and I ran back up that shit. You saw
Oh
me.
yeah.
I hiked it twice over. I hit it twice, night and in the morning. Like my biggest love, and like, dude, like that was for me. That was my fix for like June. Now for July, I got one hit. I got to get another hit, man. Pride Rock is no one can do a better tour guide than me. Like the last thing the security guys told me when I was like, dude, I literally had in the Bible, it was the the Good Samaritan parable. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what happens today, right? Like that's why I read the Bible. And so what happened was on the way down, naturally, my phone died up on Pride Rock, right? Like I gave everything I had, right? I'm always recording, always doing stuff, like no taking. Everything I gave, boom, phone dead. Then I'm like, all right, like I got to get Uber. Like I have a podcast in Inglewood. I made some friends, and like I'm just gonna coming out soon. But like based on the way down, I had no phone charge. So I asked one guy, he's like, hey, like, are you able to help me? And he's like, no, I'm walking home. I can't help you. Sorry. And then I go down more. I asked one more like Uber driver. He's like, no, I gotta go leave. Sorry, they're shooing me out. Then I finally talked to security guys. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go ask this guy. Just let me tell him that I'm cool with you. All right. So I make sure I'm cool. Then the last guy takes me all the way down to a bar. Doesn't charge me anything. His name was
Nice.
Alex, and he was like this awesome Mexican dude from Glendale, which is where Yogananda like kind of really had his center over there, close to Pride Rock. So Yogananda had a center by Pride Rock and one in the Palisades, which is a beautiful one. If you check my Instagram, like I shared my visit to the temple and my Pride Rock video, dude. So like, anyway, spiritually, I'm kind of on like a real high. So it's not even Leo season yet. So it's like, I don't know, bro. That was a lot, dude. But like, that was my last weekend, and now it was so worth it to go there, dude.
That's awesome. That's good.
So what now, dude? Like, all right, in the Lion King. So Simba goes and roars on Pride Rock. Then the weather gets amazing. Here in Miami for swim week, the weather is freaking amazing. Like everything is cleared right up, right? And so now, if you look at it, like eventually you, Pumbaa, and Nala like come out to meet me, and there's like a baby. We don't have to get too serious about the baby thing, but like there's really nothing left in the Lion King. Like that's it. Like so at this point, it's just like 1,000-year reign, and like it's a good thing I have a plan. Like I have plenty of businesses to work on. We're selling art. We're doing the reality show on Netflix. We got basically the dream brewing plus daily progression. Anyway, like what I'm saying is the Lion King tours. That's for all of us to own collectively and like make money on together. And I think like that's the real like that's the thing I can add you to Slack channel. Like I made a Slack, so like it's a thing for like businesses, their employees to like chat each other. But like when you make one for your personal project and you invite someone to it, it starts to feel really like cool, like it's like a real business. Like for me, who's like currently unemployed, technically, like life coaching now, but like like I kind of like having a Slack, So I even add my life coach students to the Slack. I have a Slack for my life coaching, and it's like it kind of makes it more professional. But like I might add you to the Lion King tours to Simba's World on there, and then we can like get serious about making money on the marketing of this. Like we're gonna market at Leo birthdays, people's birthdays in July coming up for the Leo season. It's gonna be wild, dude. And then we're also gonna market at the celebrities who have birthdays in Leo season. And we're gonna do like promos for Leos. Promos for Leos. I would have to write that. Promos for Leos. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Yawn over here. All right, we gotta end this soon because I'm gonna share this shit out, man. All right. Promos. I just gotta share this though. Promos for Leos. Yeah. So we can start marketing on Facebook for like very specific things, like because we know ourselves so well. Basically, we're about to make a lot of money this next month, dude. Like millions of dollars, dude. I know that's like bold to say, but like in the story Lion King, like Simba goes to the wilderness, comes back, takes his throne. He only does that once. Then he's the king, like That's the most dramatic part right now. What are you doing this weekend? Because also, yeah, I got to start thinking about Chicago.
No, nothing's really planned for this weekend. Yeah. So,
Word. No, maybe I'll chat with you, dude. I'm gonna be trying to sell this painting, so maybe I might need like a creative chat with you. You know, dropping the Benzies.
creative boost, yeah.
Dropping the Benzies. So I love chatting with you when I'm dropping the Benzies.
Oh, I scooped some Molly the other day. I told you that, right? Yeah. I need to, I don't know.
Bro. I mean, yeah. If there's anything else that you need help, man, I'm gonna have some ice cream, reading my Yogananda book. You know.
No, I've been doing really well. Like just I don't know, head down, grinding, and like keeping my good habits the past week or so. So like, yeah, it's really like boring, nothing special, but I feel like I've made a lot of progress. And yeah, I mean, like the big thing is just I've been to the gym. I don't know, 3 of the last 4 days, which is like really fucking awesome. It makes me feel great.
Yeah.
And yeah, just been eating really well. Had your famous tuna salad today. That's still that's like a staple for me now. Like I love making that up. It's
It's
really
like
like the best.
how you say it's like a poor man's Caesar. It's like kind of like
Yeah,
one of the most healthy affordable dinner lunches you can have. And then when you have a
yeah.
lunch like that on a Saturday, especially with like the artichokes and the olives
Oh
and
yeah.
your like vinegar, and you like maybe to have a nice poop after, like whatever. Like the vinegar clears you out. I like to have some like pita bread with like nice hot sauce and garlic sauce. But like
Yeah,
whatever you
totally.
do, like just the humble fact of like tuna is actually really good for you, like healthy. It's like 25 grams of protein in there.
Oh,
Costs like
exactly.
$2. And like
Tuna's like it's one of those things. Like yeah, it's really underrated.
poor
And
man Caesar. Poor man
yeah,
Caesar. Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
why not?
think
I like having a poor man Caesar on Saturday, and then it's like huge, but bigger budget than for like your Saturday dinner and your activities on Saturday. If you have a humble poor man Caesar, a humble Simba Caesar, like then you can just go out and have a big budget.
yeah. I've been doing like fruit every morning. So like before, like empty stomach, nothing in the belly, which is like the best time to eat fruit because it
Yeah.
it just digests like very well by itself. I'll do like some melons, some watermelon, mango, kiwi, that kind of thing. Maybe I should get some strawberries too. I should add that. But one thing I'm a little bumming about, like the fruit here is like really not so great. Like like compared to LA or Miami, like oh man, the fruit there were like on another level of better, and like I have this and it's like it's like a little sour, it's a little tart. Like I'm missing something here. It's just like even ripe, but like it's fine. It's just like of a lower quality, and it's funny. It kind of makes me think like okay, so I can easily taste the fruit here. Like I can taste the difference in fruit. Like what other things am I missing? Like is there like a difference in quality in the meat that I'm getting that like I don't even know. Like I don't have like the sensitivity to that to know that like oh this meat is probably not even like the best to be eating, because it like just doesn't have like a visceral difference in taste or something. Um, yeah,
I mean,
just
honestly,
makes
in
you wonder a little
Chicago,
bit.
I pretty much got all my stuff from Whole Foods, and they're
Yeah,
good enough about being consistent.
yeah,
And
they're right.
so, if
Yeah.
you shop at Whole Foods and you go organic, it's worth it. I know it's a little bougie, but it's worth it. And some places you don't have to because it's so fresh and authentic, and but like in the U.S., if you really want to be like good, like you go to Whole Foods and get like fresh stuff, and then that's best for real chefs. Go to Whole Foods. I mean, I don't want to go there, but anyway, also ceviche for me, Chicago. Yes, it's not like really the food capital. It's like the hot dog, like cheesesteak or whatever
That's
steak
like the beef.
capital, but like
Uh,
beef capital. There's some good cattle around for sure, but like Chicago, yeah, I'll say it's known for its meat, but I had a problem with ceviche over there. Like I had to like
you had a
make my
problem with ceviche?
I had to make my own, which was kind of cool. Like,
You couldn't find it?
no, it wasn't good like Miami. I had to make my own. Just like in Miami, I had to make my own Indian, which is really cool. And now I'm realizing like my Friday night Indian before my Saturday yoga.
Oh,
Of
that's so
course,
good, bro.
of course,
Yeah, so
I
good.
realized how much I love Indian culture that I cook the best Friday fucking Indian food before my Saturday yoga. Like, so
Yeah,
beautiful, dude. So anyway, I gotta
it's
enjoy
good.
that tomorrow, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, just looking forward to the rest of summer, I guess. When I want to do some camping or something. I don't know. I don't know if I have any like really big plans. I feel I like I'm it's funny, I'm like, oh like the summer's it feels the summer's like halfway over ish, right? And
Mm.
I maybe a bit more, and I feel like a part of me felt like, oh man, I've done nothing, and then I'm like, well, no, I went to LA, I went to South Dakota, like those are like really full amazing trips, and if that was like all that the summer was, like I already outperformed probably half the population. It was like had just an amazing, like LA was just euphoric the entire time. Like being in the sun, like on the beach, like what the fuck, like you can't ask for more. And South Dakota was like just such a like big heart opening spiritual experience, and like um so I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like I've checked the boxes already of a good summer. So anything, like Six Flags is just a bonus. If I can get a camping trip in, that'd be amazing. And I mean, yeah, see what else. I mean,
Yeah, I think we're
Chicago
called to
summer.
go. We should go over to Yellowstone. I think.
Yellowstone, yeah. My,
I think we're doing a yellow. Oh yeah, Simba's World. We're doing a Yellowstone trip this summer.
I'd be down.
That'd be like Simba, Lion King, Yellow.
Where is it? What?
Well, I think it's like near Montana-ish or like something like that. I don't know.
You ever been to Seattle?
One of the Dakotas. Oh,
What?
like my bro and sister are gonna live there now. So
Oh, I would like to take a trip there. If you ever go and visit them, maybe I'll hop along with that, because that's like one city that I've never been to that I'm really kind of dying to go to.
we're gonna do it this summer. Simba's World. All right, I'll put it in the calendar, man. I'm starting to write out the weekends. Yeah, I mean, like we're mostly gonna like run LA, get ready to be in LA like during like August. I don't know if you remember like how high we were after Lala. Like, imagine bringing that energy to LA. Like, I think that's our duties. Like, like to do the Lion King tours. Like, I'm serious about it. Like, I already am feeling the strong energy, but like when Leo season's still like a week away, a week and a half, like I'm about to get more and more crazy, dude. Like, like in terms of like I have energy at our disposal. Like, I can apply the energy towards something. Like something. The last thing I'll share before we go off is if someone's still listening to this point, I'm like, beep, I love you, like Captain speaking. But like, basically, I discovered I always try out rates for ideals. Like, the ideal is like the purity rate is like the number of breaths through your nose, only through your nose. Like, ideally, every breath is only through your nose, and also something like your breath rate. Ideally, you have lowest breaths per day. Honestly, like efficient organism lasts a long time, can breathe slowly, and like really slow down their breath. So when in doubt, just chill and also close your mouth and like breathe. But like also start breathing when you move things upward. Like you rise up from your seats, breathe up with that. Like breathe with up motions around you and like drop down chakra love energy in the ground when you're breathing out. But like I'm learning all kinds of shit about getting high as fuck. But so I almost forgot like what we were about to say, but Lion King tours. What was I gonna say? Oh, I'll close out. Okay. One of my rates that gets me so high is I'm basically learning about ideal movement for enlightenment or like keeping your light of consciousness really high. So like today I was like, okay, this is like the pinnacle, right? What is the test of the strength of a light of consciousness? Because we all know like our attention span can change things, right? In the gravitational field, we know it from physics. Particle, it's like the observation effect. So we all know like if we do an act with more attention, full attention, we give more of our energy to that act, it gets done more efficiently, right? You generally agree with me, Jesse, that like your attention span has energy to it?
Yeah, of course.
So basically when you stay in unity and you're feeling up your body, putting your light on yourself, calibrating your body, waking up everything, you're also vibing off. Basically you put your light where the most action is, like so that you harness from all that vibration. Like you
Yeah.
you listen to the song, or you some like you basically your ears are really listening to the vibrations getting high on them, right? And so then you look at the sun and you pray to the sun, and then you surrender and you drop the energy through, and like your circuit of your
Yeah.
consciousness is just like high wire, like that thing's that very little resistance in the wires. You're fully flowing, surrendering, and you're able to like decide the points where you put up these big resistors, which are basically like explosion points of like focus and attention, right? Execution, you know, like you decide to run 3 miles super fast, like you execute it. Like that's a big resistor that you set up with purpose in your circuit, right? So, all right, I was thinking about what is the one test of the light, like how strong is that light that you build up from a day of prayer and ocean. Today I taught yoga like virtually, like YouTube. I went to the beach, I prayed, I read my guru's book, I made lunch, I chatted with some friends. I had like a pretty enjoyable day, right? Like my light is strong. I ran with Frankie Ruiz, like I had a blast, right? So my light is strong. I'm like, what is the one way to quantify that? I mean, like, it's not about quantifying it, but like, I'm someone who lives off my ideals, right? What is the ideal, or what is the way to like test that? And so in the shower, my second shower, it's naturally my most creative point is usually first shower, and then like maybe like first smoke or whatever. But like then the second one, you're trying to like start tension releasing, like slowing yourself down for bed, like you're not trying to get too excited, right? So like typically the first ones are the most powerful, but like this one, I was continued from the first one. My second shower, it came to me, the light rate is actually 1 divided by the number of time you spend on the toilet per week. Drop the mic. You know why? Everyone knows the Buddha who just sits under a tree and doesn't even need to go to the bathroom because he's so fucking high. And so let me tell that with the people who wake up and sit there and read for 2 hours. Are they spiritually high? So like naturally, if you're very light, you would want to spend very little time on the toilet, right? So what I realized today, that it's really like, you know why? What's the kicker is like, yeah, if you're like your body's working really well, it's really efficient at getting the stuff out when it's time. And like, yeah, you shouldn't be wanting to hang out in there all the time. Like it's a very humiliating position. It's not even like glorious to God at all, right? It's the toilet, right? And so basically it is still important to drop out the time. Right? And
First of all, I'm sure the Buddha shat a lot. Like
no. Like in your hide and light in them, okay, anyway, look, he was not necessarily like
like
guy.
under the tree he was not enlightened, right? Like he was like painstakingly hurting himself, and then like he became enlightened and was like, wait, what the fuck am I doing? Like life is about pleasure and joy. Like why am I like he's like,
I don't know, he started to have
this is not the way at all. He's like, oh, I'm being a dumbass, basically. He's like what, like it's like, oh, why am I just feeding myself one piece of rice a day? Like, is negativity really the path towards like fulfilling yourself in life? Like, or like not negativity, but like
bro, you're overthinking
minimalism, right?
Bring it back to the poop thing. Okay, so
no, I think the Buddha found shitting like a great time to center himself. Like he would like sit in the toilet and be like yes, like I am one with my shit. Just like very very like yeah, just
all right, well, let me just share one thing. When I get very high, like spiritually high, which I am right now, I notice how strong my light is. It's true. Today, like, I don't know, like literally the sun has been following me around for quite a while. We're best friends. And everywhere I go, it's awesome weather. Awesome. So I'm just not going to try to brag here, but like the way I weave myself out of Miami to France, like, and avoiding storms, I'm not bragging here, but like my soul has learned to be so in communion with the Holy Spirit, with God, that it just like does that. And so also Mother, God, the Son respects me too. I'm so in love. I got there with God. So anyway, when my light's that fucking high, dude, guess what I noticed in the bathroom? How like applying my light actually like on my intestines, like really like focusing right there, all that light that I just freaking like exploded with. You concentrate all that light on your intestines, and I just realized how smoothly that stuff just oozes.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and when you really have a good shit, and you're like, oh, you know why? That's your most pure moment. That's when your purity peaks in your day, because you dropped out all the crap. It's like
Yeah.
a daily confessional, right? So
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
feel the
It's
sense
like
of purity in you, right?
it's such a healing event, right? It's pushing out all this stuff that you don't need. You know, it's like just all this excess like bullshit.
Right.
Like
So how quickly can you heal yourself of this crap by focusing your light on the healing of your intestines by pushing it out? Like how quickly can you push it out? So I think that level of focus and attention is like, guess what? We all have 10,000 hours of trying to poop, right? So that's where like no one gets to practice more than someone else unless they're really eating way too much. But what I'm saying is like at the highest, the gurus don't want to be pooping all day long. Like that's not the
oh,
highest.
of course, no.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying in terms of gurus, everyone has the same hours of practice of pooping. So how strong your light of consciousness is in pushing that stuff through and beautifully so that you spend, dude, I literally poop I could poop probably under a minute all week, like practically. Like that's how quick it goes out. I mean, the wiping I get better at, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a rate that I'm gonna start tracking, dude. I'm gonna start tracking this for my own fun, dude. This is we're coming out with an app, Revive Guide app, and it's gonna be based on like a questionnaire. Like it'll recommend like things you can do up your score. But I know this is not very godlike to play with numbers, but this is a self-assessment that returns. It's your own self-assessment score of yourself. So it's not God saying this is your score. It's you with your consciousness answering these questions, giving yourself a score. And so it's not definite, but it's like fun to know where you're at relatively. You know what I mean? So that's why this Vibe Guide app is gonna go fucking awesome. And I'm gonna post this on YouTube, bro. I'm glad I shared with you the light rate, right? The light rate.
The shitting light.
Oh, this
light
was
shit.
really scientific, actually. Like I might send this to Tom Cruise. Like
That's crazy.
Dude.
All right, I should go. I should get back to work here.
All right, I'm out.
All right, good chat. Till next time.